Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today, we'll be talking about the legal and regulatory issues in venture creation. We'll define the legal issues in entrepreneurship, which by extension affects venture creation. We'll try to explain the importance of legal compliance. We'll try to talk about the regulatory importance as well as the requirements for all these legal and regulatory issues in Nigeria. We'll talk about intellectual properties, we'll talk about legal compliance, we'll also talk about strategies for regulatory compliance. So let's talk about them. Let's go straight to it. Um, First and foremost, when we talk about venture creation, we're talking about when we try to establish new ventures. And this is a key part of entrepreneurship. And in entrepreneurship, the law is another part that makes entrepreneurship thick. Entrepreneurship and the law are quite important because with the law, entrepreneurship can strive, can do well. Entrepreneurship involves identifying business opportunities, creating new ventures, and managing resources effectively for long term success. Every business must operate uh, within the space the law has created for businesses to run, and this is the case in Nigeria. So, legal and regulatory frameworks are the spaces that the law has created that entrepreneurship should walk through. So, why is compliance to this legal and regulatory framework quite important? One, it helps businesses, entrepreneurs to prevent lawsuits and penalties, unnecessary lawsuits and penalties. It also helps them to build investor confidence because once an investor understands that you are compliant to the law, you've registered where you have to register, you've filled in taxes where you have to fill in taxes, they feel confident dealing with you. It also helps to protect business innovation because once you are innovating and you understand the place of intellectual property, trademarking, and all that, you protect your innovation using the legal means. It also helps to sustain or support sustainable growth. For example, we have companies like Flutterwave, Paystack that complied with the CBN regulatories or regulatory requirements before they started operation. That's why they have that compliance certificate they carry around. So this is some of the things you need to know about why compliance really matters for entrepreneurship and the entrepreneur. Now, what is the meaning of legal and regulatory issues? Legal issues here simply are laws governing business operations, which include contracts, corporate governance, intellectual property, business ownership, and regulatory issues. Administrative rules enforced by government agencies to ensure lawful business operations are what the entrepreneurs must comply with, and they must comply with both the legal obligations as well as the government directives in order to be in compliance. So we call it the law, which is the legal obligation, and we call the other one the regulation, which is government directives. Okay, what's the importance of legal and regulatory compliance? First, it protects business from lawsuits. We've said that before, and unnecessary fines and penalties. It safeguards intellectual properties. It protects employees and consumers. It helps to build credibility with investors and banks, and it promotes sustainable business growth. We've mentioned this before, so let's move on to the next. Business registration and regulatory agencies that helps entrepreneurs to comply with the law and regulatory issues are one. In terms of business registration, every business must register with the Corporate Affairs Commission. We call it the CAC, and there are different forms of registration that businesses can um, go come under. The first is sole proprietorship, where you're just the only owner of the business and you can register that as a business name, an enterprise. Then we have the partnership, we have private limited company, Then we have the public limited company. Now, there are major regulatory agencies that regulate um, business operations or sectors within the country. And for these sectors, beside them, as we have listed, as you can see on your screen, are the regulatory agencies in charge of them. Like the banking sector, the CBN is in charge of regulating the activities. Telecom sector is the NCC. The food and drug sector is the NAFDAC, and then business registration is CAC, like we mentioned earlier. Okay, now another key concept that's very important for entrepreneurs in terms of keeping to the law and regulation is intellectual property rights, IPR. Intellectual property rights protects the creation of the mind, creativity of businesses, ingenuity, innovations. It is intellectual property rights that protects it, and it includes things like invention. When you invent something new, the intellectual property rights will protect it. Brand names, designs, creative works, softwares. It's intellectual property rights that can help you protect it. So, as an entrepreneur, you must understand these things. Now, what is the importance of intellectual property right? One, it encourages innovation. Why? If you innovated, let's say for example, you created a device that can make calls, can print, can do Bluetooth, can do several things put together, which is slightly different from the capabilities of a phone. That means you've innovated the phone. It can make calls and it can do other things that the phones can't do. So you've innovated something, that you've created something different from the phone slightly. So it's important you go to the intellectual property right office and register your new creation. That way, your innovation is noted that it is you that innovated and brought out this kind of idea. One of the importance of intellectual property rights is is that it encourages innovation. Like I said, it helps to prevent imitation. So if someone imitates your property and your new innovation, the person has to pay you something for that imitation because it's copying your creativity. Then number three, it supports commercialization. With you having exclusive rights to your creativity, you can make money from it. That is, you can commercialize it. And then the fourth is to protect competitive advantage. Now, what are the types of intellectual property rights that we have? We have copyrights, we have patents, we have trade marks, we have industrial design, we have trade secret. Now, what is copyright? Copyright is the protection against literary, artistic, musical works, software unauthorized usage. So if you want, you have a musical album, you have artistic work, literary work, softwares, and you want to protect those things from unauthorized usage, you copyright it. So things like your song. So we also have patents. Patents covers new invention. Maybe you are into pharmaceuticals, innovations, different kinds of gadgets. You use patents to patent it. Then we have trademarks. That tends to cover or protect brand names and logos. And then we have industry design, which is the right to protect your product appearance, how your product looks, the like of your mobile phone, the shape of your furniture, those type of things. Then trade secrets. Trade secret right protects the confidential informations like the trade secret or the formula with which Coca-Cola uses in making their product. You have a right. Once you've registered it, someone else can go and use it. If the person tries it, the person will be violating the law and the law will come against the person. So it protects the owner trade secrets. Okay, let's talk about other legal requirements for businesses. We have one, taxation. Every business must comply with internal revenue services, the state tax authorities. The major taxes they require mostly are company income tax, value added tax, pay as you earn taxes. Then we also have employment and labor laws. These are other legal side to it. Every entrepreneur should understand the Nigerian Labor Act covers employment contracts, work hours, employee rights, minimum wage. So you should be sure you keep to these what the law says about these things. Now, let's talk about environmental contract and consumer protection laws. Environmental regulations are regulated by NISRA is an agency that protects the environment through their regulation. It ensures environmental sustainability, workplace safety, and all that. Now, these are legal things, legal issues. Then we have contracts. Whenever an entrepreneur does business with other business owners, suppliers, distributors, they must be contracts. So, and it's referred to as contract law. Contract laws, the entrepreneur needs to understand the ambits of the contract law, the ramifications of contract law, the do's and the don'ts. That way, it can be the entrepreneur can protect himself with it. So, and contract law tends to protect agreements, and those agreements are involving suppliers, investors, and customers. Then we have consumer protection. Even the consumers have laws that protect them. So, the consumer protection laws ensures fairness, transparency, and product quality, and so on as it concerns the consumer. So, if a consumer buys something, he has a right to consume what he bought, and there's a right he has to certain things. So, you can't just take somebody's money and treat the person anyhow. So, the law covers protection of such consumers. Then we have challenges of legal compliance. Some people have challenges, entrepreneurs have challenges they face in complying to laws. One of it is overlapping regulation. When one law says do A, another law says don't do A, and it becomes difficult for compliance because whatever you do, you will not be in compliance. You will either be breaking one law to keep another. So that can be a challenge. Then we have high registration costs. The law says do this registration, but the cost for registration is too high. All right. Then we have poor awareness among startups. All right. They don't understand legal things, so they are not even aware. Then bureaucratic delays, intellectual property infringement. These are some legal challenges in legal compliance. Like, let me give an example. We have a particular law in Enugu State presently that insists that for the waste management in a particular flat, maybe a block of flat of six, that the block of flats for six must everybody there must pay once. Initially, every flat pays to the government for the waste management, the extra waste management. But all of a sudden, the law changed and says the block of flats must play together. And some flats have been paid by some occupants and they vanished. They are not there. So those living there can't even make their own payment because the law does not allow individual flat payments anymore. So you see that is a legal issue. It's a difficult challenge for people to comply with the law because the law has made it difficult. Because we know some flats where people paid for the flat and they are nowhere to be found. Now, to get them to bring the money to pay for them. Now, for you to be in compliance, will you have to pay for people that you don't know? You see, it's not right. So these are just legal issues that makes compliance to legal laws challenging. Now, other strategies for legal compliance is to hire a legal professional, like in this case of payment. Now, the lawyers will find a way around it. Hire a lawyer and write a letter, sue the government, make a petition to the law, and something will come out of it. Number two, another strategy for legal compliance is attend compliance workshops so that you understand how to work around compliance. Number three, register intellectual property early before someone takes your property or your invention and go and register it. Maintain proper records. Number four. Number five is join industry associations so that they can help protect your rights. Number five, monitor regulatory updates regularly. Once they change the law, read through. Try to keep up with updates. Once compliance is done, it tends to reduce business risk and improve credibility. Now, what is the best benefit of legal compliance? The first is that the entrepreneur avoids legal penalties. It protects its innovation. It attracts investors. It builds customer trust. Improves competitiveness and supports business expansion. So it's quite important to be in compliance. All right, summary today. In summary today, we can say that successful venture creation requires entrepreneurs to understand business registration, licensing, intellectual property rights, taxation, labor laws, environmental regulations, contract laws, consumer protection in order for his business or her business to thrive. All right, thank you for joining. If this session has been important, useful to you, click the notification button, subscribe, share this video with other people, and see you next time.